Is this on? Hi gang, welcome to this week's Mike on Monday, thankfully cold free this week. Let's see what's been happening at West Ham this week. Well, this week, guys, Slaven Bilic hasn't made any bizarre tactical ideas or really odd substitutions, largely because West Ham actually haven't played a game. It's international break, frankly. I don't really care about international, so I'm going to ignore all of that. We've just had a week off, it's been a bit dull. News has seeped out of West Ham, though, in the way that news seems to seep out of our club without there being a real official announcement. But hey, it looks like Slaven Bilic is going to stay for the rest of the season, so that's exciting. We're going to have another season, much like last season's, of great football. You've got the idea, yeah. More of that for another season. How joyous that's going to be. The decision was, of course, made by David Sullivan. David Sullivan seems to be, well, he is our owner, joint chairman, and our director of football, which is just too much power for one guy to wield, I think. Less director of football, more dictator of football. You can just imagine him with a slightly evil German accent like this, going, "So Bilic, you can stay for the rest of the season, but after that, chances are you will be terminated." It still sounds quite French, that accent, doesn't it? But never mind, you've got the idea. I'm not really a person that really trusts Sullivan's opinion that much. I mean, he's the guy we're going on. We haven't got anyone else seems to be influencing this. It's a bit like, I don't trust him. His opinion doesn't really work for me. It's a bit like when you see an overweight food critic, you know, like a really fat food critic, and you're thinking, just how critical are you? And it just doesn't add up for me. It's like, who reviewed all the pies? You know, it's just some work. Also this week, Javier Hernandez has come up and officially stated that he's very happy at West Ham. Isn't that brilliant? Well done, Javier. We're so pleased to hear that, because I actually think he's a great player and we should be doing more with him. But hey, I wonder though if his statement was a little bit lost in translation, and what he really said was, "I'm really happy at West Ham. I've just seen last month's pay slip." In that case, who can blame him? It's a lot of money, isn't it? But with no actual football to have a look at this week, I thought I would examine and have a look into the purchase of 10% of the football club by Albert Tripp Smith, the American financier. Just who is he, what does he do, and how come he is a billionaire, and why is he interested in West Ham? Well, according to the club, and again, I'm not really trusting their judgment here, he's just a casual billionaire who's popped over, seen a couple of our thrilling games and decided to get involved by buying the last 10% owned by the former Icelandic owners. And he's bought, now how much that is and what his involvement's going to be has been left really wide open. Like, no one really knows. So here's the thing. Now, first of all, as pointed out by Gonzo in his Cup of Tea show, we don't know how much money he spent. Now, a good guess by Gonzo, and I'm going to go with it, is between 20 to 60 million. Now, that's a lot of money. I mean, obviously it's a big ballpark, so it's got a wide range, depends how much the club's worth, etc. But it's a lot of money, and I think that that even billionaires don't casually chuck around that kind of money. Just go, "Oh, I just fancied that, just fancied getting involved," really. So he spent a lot of money, he owns 10% of the club, and he now has a place on the board. Now, Albert, or Tripp as he's known to his mates, made his money, made millions and millions and if not billions of pounds with a company called GSO. Now, GSO are mezzanine, I'm reading this off my notes, are mezzanine debt and rescue financing company, which to me sounds like a cross between a Greek restaurant and Thunderbirds. So I had to look into it a bit and see what GSO do. So, and is this literally just our guy getting involved for a little bit, or is this going to be the start of the first American invasion that we can finally get behind? I reckon that there is something a bit odd here. Let's have a look at what GSO do. GSO are specialists in mezzanine debt. Now that is investing a lot of money in companies who can't get finance from other things, largely because they don't have a lot of collateral. By collateral we mean buildings, shit like that, yeah. Which is fine. I mean, like most football clubs, for example, have always got that bit of collateral, which is the football stadium they own. Oh, we've sold ours. We haven't got that anymore. Okay, so how do they secure the debt? Well, classically, what GSO, which is now a part of the huge Blackstone financial operation, what they like to do is to invest and to secure their investment. They tend to buy a small part of the company and therefore get a place on the board. Does that sound familiar? Does to me. That's how they like to work. So what exactly is going on here? It might explain as well why nothing's happening with Bilic. I mean, think about it. You're not going to start rummaging around for a new manager if you're going to have a new owner in the near future. Now, I understand, from what I understand, that David Sullivan can't set out until for another 4 years without handing over a load of money to the owners of the stadium, and because that's the way that the deal is financed. But I wonder if Mr. Smith, who has apparently just bought these shares himself, GSO haven't bought these shares, the 10% of the company that he's invested in. He's done that as a sole person for himself. But you wonder whether GSO will get involved at some point, start financing it to a point, and then in 4 years' time take over. GSO, interesting, isn't it? Could that really stand for David Sullivan out? Let's hope so, eh? Because I think that really would improve things if we had new owners. I don't necessarily have a huge issue with them even as owners, but I do with the fact that Sullivan has so much control over the club, as I said. Anyway, it's going to be short this week because we haven't had a game for me to pontificate on over the past week or so. Next week we're going to be playing Burnley. I'm really excited about that because apparently we have a nearly completely full squad of fit players, which has got to be a first time ever. So let's see what Bilic does with them. You know, he'll probably play 9 at the back and 1 up front and kick the ball on to Carroll. But hey, you know, Burnley is 6th in the league and had a great start to the season, but aren't as indestructible at home, and we're playing them away, so their ground, as they were last year. They've actually picked up points away as well. Yeah. And how Burnley is 6th and we're 15th is beyond me. Look at the quality of the squad on both teams. And they've got some good players, Burnley, but look at our squad. We should be doing far, far better. Anyway, let's hope we do well, eh? Let's hope we come back with a victory. We can talk about that next week. Until then, have a great week. If you've liked this show, don't forget to do the old thumbs up and leave a comment if you disagree with me or if you do agree with me. And whatever you do, make sure you subscribe. So until next week, people, I'll see you for next Monday's Mike on Monday. Until then, come on, you irons.